Hey guys, I just had to delete some podcast downloads which was taking up some space on my phone, and I couldn't record the video I wanted to just do now. So, today's recording will be about the Bret Hart documentary. So, it's on Spotify. I'm gonna put it in the description, so if you want to watch it, go watch it. It's about an hour and 20-minute video, but it's a decent video. It covers his whole career pretty much. So how it starts is they talks about his how he got into wrestling, and that he trained through his dad at his in the dungeon. Like, it's a little room in the Bret Hart house, and he used to wrestle there and train there. And then he started in Stampede, wrestled in Stampede, and then went to WWF in the mid 80s in the tag team with Jim Neidhart. Then then it talked about him getting the title off Ric Flair. Then his feud with Owen Hart. And they were really good matches. Go watch Owen Hart versus Bret in the steel cage. The WrestleMania 10 match was really good. So yeah, they had a couple of really good matches together. Going back, I was probably a bigger Owen Hart fan than Bret. He was just more, for me, he was just more to what I like as a wrestler. But Bret was really good though. Bret, at his best, was one of the best ever. I don't think he's as good as he thinks he is, but he was a great wrestler, no doubt about it. And these matches with Austin, yeah. I think that's my favourite rivalry of Bret's, is Austin. Every time they wrestled, it was magic. And I think anyone would agree with me if you see their matches. The Survivor Series 96 match and the WrestleMania 13 match, they're both classics. Both great matches. So yeah, that's my favourite rivalry. And to be honest, it's probably Bret's best matches. They probably are, to be honest. But yeah. So it covers his career, and it's a documentary of why Bret's bitter towards people, right? So that's what the documentary is called. So it then goes into him going to WCW and the Montreal Screwjob, which me and Matt will be covering the next time he's here for the Eve show. We're going to do a couple of them. I think the ones we'll do the women's wrestling one. That'd be interesting to do. Me and Matt will have a good discussion on that. And we'll do we'll do the Randy Savage one and then the Bret Hart one. Depends on time and what time it is. So yeah. But yeah, so it talked about him going to WCW, him having still he's still got issues with Vince because of betraying him, and me and Matt will discuss who was in the right, who was in the wrong. It'd be interesting, the Montreal Screwjob video me and him do, as it's the second episode of Dark Side of the Ring, which we both will be reviewing. But in a few weeks' time. I think next week. He'll be coming around next. But yeah, so it gets to his WCW career. You don't really say much about it, like his highs and lows, but not really. All it goes straight to is Bret Hart kicking him in the head. and basically injuring him, and he had to retire a few months later. But apparently Goldberg was very apologetic. Oh, I've missed something. I'll get to what I've missed in a minute. Yeah, I should mention that. That's a big part of Owen, of Bret's love. But yeah, December 1999. This incident happened when Goldberg kicked him in the head, ended his career, and then he it was a really bad concussion. What I think didn't help is he kept wrestling. He did fight, I think, 5 more matches. He shouldn't have wrestled at all. He should have just let his brain recover and just keep having tests, try and get it better. Then once he was cleared to wrestle, like Daniel Bryan was, he had to take a couple of years off, and then he came back to wrestling. But I think because he took them more bumps when he should have let his brain just recover from the injuries, it made it worse. But what I missed is his brother died falling from the top of the building because they didn't put the right equipment on him. We'll be doing a Dark Side of the Ring on Owen Hart. That was in season 2. I think, yeah, me and Matt will definitely be doing a show on that on the channel. And yeah, it showed about Owen passing. And for me, I think Bret is a bit, this is just my opinion, I think Bret is a bit selfish, to be honest. I think it's all about him. My career was costed. Vince screwed me. You know, I think in interviews he should also say, and I do agree with what a podcast said, he'd like to hear more of why Bret hates WWE because Owen's dead, more than, you know, they screwed me. And to be honest, Bret put himself in that situation. Well, WWE did, really. We're getting to the Montreal Screwjob when it comes to it. When we review that Pacific episode of Dark Side of the Ring. But, what was I on? But yeah, to do with Bret being selfish, I think he should focus more on his family. Especially Owen, you know. He should be more pissed off. In my opinion, this is just how I see it. With WWE getting Owen killed, then Goldberg costing him his career. But obviously Bret cares about more of his career than his own brother, it seems. Don't get me wrong, I do think he cared about Owen, but he seems more pissed off that Goldberg ended his career than his actually brother dying from a stunt, what WWE got him to do. I know what I'd be more pissed off about, but each to your own, you know. Everyone gets angry over different things worse than others, you know. So it carries on, and then it tells you about like when Bret rode a bike and had the stroke. So yeah, it got really bad, and he got paralysed on the left side of his. And I know all about this. It happened to my nan. Then she died a couple of months later. It got really bad. It happened to a few people on my mum's side, and also a few people on my dad's side. So I don't have luck on either blood side. So there's a high chance I could get a stroke and be paralysed. I hope it don't happen, but it's happened in both families to quite a few people, and I've got a high risk of that happening. And especially I've got epilepsy. My brain, I don't think, is going to get any better with that condition. And plus a potential stroke, what I could get, but I'll deal with that if it did happen in the future, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm the high risk of getting that because of family blood, you know, of it's happened in both families. It to quite a few family members. I know one lad, he was fit as a fiddle, he used to play football, soccer for American viewers. And then one day I think he didn't lose his kid he or she died, but he lost custody of his kid, and I remember he was quite angry about that. But I think he was just stressing about loads of different things. He got paralysed on the all side of his body, right side of his body, lost half of his brain. So if that don't work, nothing on that side works. And he's in a care home now. So yeah, sad situation. And that nearly happened with Bret, but at least he recovered, and at least he can walk and do some things he enjoys doing. But yeah, it talked about him going into the Hall of Fame in 2006, so that's a good achievement. And he starts to around 2005, he had his documentary video, what him and WWE did. Then a year later, he got inducted into the Hall of Fame. And then in 2010, he came back, was Raw GM, hugged Shawn Michaels, buried the hatchet with Shawn, which is good. So what is showing in this documentary why he's bitter, and then some things, apart from Goldberg, it seems, he's letting go, right? The Vince thing, the stuff with Shawn Michaels, which him and they had beef at one time. They really had beef at one time. They couldn't stand each other. But I think the Goldberg thing, and I can see why, it ended his career. He couldn't wrestle no more because of what happened. I see why he's pissed off with Goldberg, definitely. And Bret weren't the only person who Goldberg injured. He injured a lot of people because he was careless and he didn't know what he was doing. He never got good at wrestling. And yeah, Matt hates Goldberg. He's never liked Goldberg. But so yeah, and then the documentary ends to do with him doing a lot of interviews, burying people, talking about his career. And then it ends about, you know, his legacy in wrestling and everything he's accomplished and what he's doing now. So yeah, it was a decent documentary. It covered his whole career and why he's got problems with certain people. So what would I give it out of 10? It's a pretty good documentary. It's better than the Dynamite Kid one. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It was good. I'd recommend people to watch it. I'll put it in the description. And I've also sent it to Matt to watch. And if he did do a review about it, I'll put it in the playlist because it's to do with me and him reviewing wrestling movies and documentaries. And hopefully you enjoying this project I'm doing with Matt and myself. It's something fun I thought of to do. So yeah, you're going to get once a week bonus documentary review video from me. And then when Matt comes each time, we will be reviewing Dark Side of the Ring and wrestling movies. So yeah, the first episode of Dark Side of the Ring is Randy Savage, and second episode is the Montreal Screwjob. We'll be covering them, and also the women's how WWE treated women in their history video. I think that'd be a good one for me and Matt to do as well. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be with you tomorrow. I'll record some footy vids for the football fans. Anyway, see you guys later then. Bye for now. And subscribe if you haven't. You get notified all videos. So if you're not into football, fair enough. But I do wrestling content as well. Wrestling documentaries and movies. I don't do the game because I play enough games to do with football. So, and after I did do them, I don't really want to play any more games because I'm not a massive gamer compared to other people. Anyway, see you guys later. Bye for now.